Moving on to the top 5, coming in 5th position was Nairobi County Governor, His Excellency Johnson Sakaja, and he garnered a 68.2% approval rating from the residents of Nairobi County who were involved in this particular study. And among the projects that were mentioned by the residents of the capital city was the Dishi na County program, which is a school feeding program. Also, the deploying of more traffic marshals across the city, installation of new lights across the city as well, and maintenance of drainage through the rehabilitation, procurement of new city council vehicles, and introduction of also more tippers for garbage collection. These were among the projects that were noted by the respondents, who were able to accord Governor Sakaja an approval rating of 68.2%. And now moving to the 4th position, which was held by Mombasa County Governor, His Excellency Governor Abdul Swamad Nasir, who was able to receive an approval rating of 68.5% from the residents of Mombasa County who were involved in this particular study. Now, among the top projects that were mentioned by the residents of Mombasa who were involved in this study was the Mombasa Care, a comprehensive NHIF cover by the county government, and also the free health care for children under 5 years of age across the county, the commissioning of Mombasa GBV Rescue Center, and also the issuance of bursaries, school mentorship program, among others, that were able to give him an approval rating of 68.5%. That is the governor of Mombasa, His Excellency Abdul Samad Nasir, from the residents of Mombasa County who were involved in this study. Moving on to the top 3, with the 3rd position being held by the Mandera County Governor, His Excellency Mohammed Aidan Khalif, who was able to garner 68.7%, an approval rating that was issued to him by the residents of Mandera County who were involved in this particular study. Now, among the top projects that were mentioned and according to the governor was the Elimu kwa Wote initiative, free education to all secondary school students within Mandera County, and also ECD, Schools Meals Feeding Program, the launch of a water supply plan within Takaba, that is, the Orphan Families Economic Strengthening Program, the Land Dispute Settlement, and also operationalization of the Mandera Livestock Market, establishment of a Kadhi Court, and also championing for a peaceful coexistence among the communities within Mandera County. These were among the things that were noted by the respondents who were able to give us their feedback on this particular study in Mandera County, and they issued the governor of Mandera County, Mohammed Aidan Khalif, 68.7%. That was their approval rating according to the things that they had felt the governor was doing and was impacting upon them. Looking at the 2nd position, there was a tie here. And first, Narok County Governor, that is His Excellency Governor Patrick Olen Tutu. He was able to garner a 70.2% approval rating from the residents of Narok County. And among the projects that were noted by the residents who were involved in this particular study include the Afya Uzazi Salama program, which is a timely provision of medical supplies, medical equipment, and medical staff needed to run that particular program. Also, the commissioning of water projects, particularly one in Limanet, and also the renovation of the slaughterhouse. Also, the expansion of the road networks within the county was among the projects that he was noted to be engaged in. And also the procurement of medical supplies, construction of the Osanankuri Bridge, provision of water supply in Suswa Ward, among others. And these were among the projects that were noted by the respondents in this particular study, and the residents were able to accord His Excellency Governor Patrick Olen Tutu an approval rating of 70.2%. As I noted earlier, there was a tie here, and coming also in 2nd place was Isiolo County Governor, His Excellency Abdi Hassan Guyo, who was able to garner 70.2%, an approval rating that was leveled on him by the residents of Isiolo County who were involved in this particular study. Now, among the top projects that were mentioned in relation to the governor and his governance was the commissioning of the KCC factory and the launch of powdered camel milk, and also the building of drought resilience project, operationalization of the Isiolo export abattoir, launching of ECD feeding programs, among other projects, which were able to give him a 70.2% approval rating from the residents of Isiolo County who were involved in this particular study. And now going on to the top spot, which is the #1 governor according to this study in matters of approval rating within his particular county. And this particular position was acquired by the Kakamega County Governor, that is His Excellency FCPA Fernandez Baraza, with an approval rating of 72.3%. Now, His Excellency Fernandez Baraza was noted to be involved in several projects within Kakamega County, among them being the lobbying of projects from the national government, such as low-cost housing, also the issuance of assistive devices to persons living with disability, also being involved in Governors Cup tournaments, and also the Malezi Bora Initiative, One Cow Initiative program, among other projects that the governor is accorded to be involved in, that were able to give him an approval rating of 72.3% among the residents of Kakamega County. And it is at this moment that we come to the end, because he stands out. And also we also had, the study was actually across all the 47 counties, but we had the top 20 who are now before us. Let me go to that particular name. It was also of note that 60% of Kenyans, that is the ones who can be able to vote, who are registered voters, perceive county governments as having handled the fight against corruption averagely. And also a majority, 56%, believe that the newly elected county government is better able to curb corruption more than the previous government that they had earlier. Now, moving to the first area, we looked at the voter expectation index, where we were able to inquire on the voters on how they relate to the manifestos that were issued by their particular governors, and the way their governors were moving towards achieving the goals that they had set out in their manifesto. We posed the following question: do you think that your governor has fulfilled expectations based on their manifesto since he or she took office? And we were able to note that 58% noted that their governors were moving in the right direction in matters of attaining the goals in their manifesto. 17% had a no, and 25% were not sure whether their governors were moving towards achieving the goals within their manifesto. Moving on, we also looked at the other factor concerning corruption, which is a rampant thing and something that is of concern to all aspects within the country. And we looked at how corruption was being fought in counties and the perception of the public on how this was being carried out by the county governments they had in place. Now, it was of note that 60% of Kenyans noted that their county governments have handled the corruption problem rather averagely, with only 5% margin being able to say that they saw that the way corruption was being handled was rather excellent. It was also of note within the whole study that 56% believe that the newly formed county governments, the ones that are in office currently, will be able to fight corruption better than the county governments they had in the previous regime. Now, it was of note that particularly in education and health, there was a better response from the respondents concerning how the county governments were performing, with education registering 23.1% and health noting 19.7%, probably because of the infrastructure and also the bursaries that are being issued to various students in various levels. And also looking at the health factor would be maybe because of the equipping of various facilities, maybe the covering of ensuring that most of the residents have cover to NHIF. Reason why we do such studies: first, we are looking at 1 year after the governors came into office. So the purpose of us conducting this research is to look at within the first year of their governance, what is their scorecard? Where are they moving? And among them also, it's like to create a competitive move in a way, because if we look at the list as it is right now, this is the second study. An earlier study was done 8 months in office. And looking at that study and this one, you're able to connect for the governors, particularly to know how their projects are impacting the ground. And also you're able to relay the feedback from the ground in a sampling situation to be able to know how the public is responding to the projects that are being executed by the governance, and also are they relative to the people, because if at all maybe a particular county government is carrying out a particular project, but that project may be proper to them but not really relating well with the common mwananchi, we want to be the ones who are able to share that disconnect, so that it can be out and they can be able to maybe realign their structures. Like looking particularly in matters concerning tourism, if you're able to note, and trade, it was 0.2%, which means there's a lot that needs to be considered, particularly across all the counties. This is the rating of the 20 governors, the top 20 governors. But if we look ahead, we look at the devolved function rating. What is happening in these particular sectors across our counties? So when you're able to relate this data, we're able to know which areas need to be attended to more, and also which ones are doing well, so that the others can be able to match up with the rest.